For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Outdoors Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a review on a new product from Vango. This here is the Vango Airhub Hexaway. It's a driveway awning based on a gazebo they've done for a number of years. It's inflatable, so it's very quick and easy to put up. But yet again, it gives you a brilliant amount of internal room. It's ideal for something like a T5 as we've got it on here, because it's just a more like a living area for your T5. So you've got your sleeping area and then an extra living area. They do this in two different sizes. They do this in a low and a tall. So low is designed basically to fit from about 180 up to 210. The tall, on the other hand, is about 245 up to 290. So the joys of this means that, you know, if you want a motorhome or even like I say a bongo or something small like this, you've got almost like an extra room you can have it on. And as soon as you dress it like here, a table, you know, a couple of chairs is a really good place to spend an evening with a few friends. One thing, like I said, it's 1 point inflation, so you've got actually 3 inflation points around the outside of it, but you can pump it up from 1 point. And you can check out our pitching and packaging video on this very little item, and shows you how quick and simple it is to go up. Like any other driveway, it attaches in many different methods. You've got things like a cater, which you can then put on a fixing kit into a wind-out awning. If you've got like a multi-rail, you can buy, again, use a driveway fixing kit to attach it onto that. You've got straps just to throw it over the top. You've also got a sleeve which you can use a sort of a clamp kit in, as well as just generally, you know, sucker and magnetic strips you can look at. So there's tons of ways you look at putting it onto your vehicle. Check out our how to fit, you know, a driveway awning little video on different methods that we can use. And alternatively, always bring your vehicle into us at Owls in Gloucestershire, and we will actually measure a vehicle, look at the best way of attaching it on, and then be able to give you a sort of solid advice on what to go for. So if you want to see the awning experts, come and have a little pop to us in the shop. Really nice model, but we'll talk a bit more about certain features on the inside. One thing that you do find is actually, due to it's more of an extra area, but you've got beautiful nice mesh panels as well as coverage, but you can actually enter the vehicle quite simply without going through the whole awning via this side door. So this basically, you just go through here. That actually then quite simply rolls back out of the way, so you can enter the vehicle without having to go all the way through your sort of awning area. And you've actually, yet again, for different heights, you've got a strap adjustment here. So you can see this takes up the slack. So when you're on the lower side of things, you can still get the sort of tautness in the door without having to worry about the saggage. But let's talk a bit more about certain features on the inside of the tent. So let's have a look. So now we're inside the Hex, you can kind of get a bit more of a better feel for how it's kind of laid out. And one thing, because obviously the dome shape of it, you've got beautiful height without a tent, and certainly when you get even into the corners, you're not struggling sort of bending down. And like I said, I would really kind of look at this as a kind of an extra living area for your sort of T5. And so you can put a table of chairs, have a game of cards and chill out in an evening. It's a really nice sort of place to be in. You've got basically 3 doors and then 3 sort of mesh panels / windows. So the joys this means that is you've got circulation and keeps it nice, fresh and airy inside of here. You've got extra skylights in here to give yourself more sort of ventilation points in here. So what joys it means that you actually can get sunlight in here when you want the privacy as well. The curtains are all the same. So you've got a PVC kind of window, again, to get light in without having the wind coming in. And all you quite simply do is just zip it up around the side. Quite simple enough as it is. And yet again, if you wanted to have it sort of half-mast, you can do so by just having it sort of halfway. And it's quite simple that just, there's a toggle point at the bottom. You can quite happily just roll it down, toggle it in place, and then it just keeps it at bay, really. Now this actually sports a clip-in, clip-out ground sheet, but it's kind of got an overlap system, so it kind of feels like a sunning ground sheet, but you quite simply just take it out and have this as a grassy area. If you want to leave the doors open, have this as just almost like a shelter unit. But the joy is obviously, because it attaches to the vehicles, you've still got a coverage going into your T5 or your motorhome. So that's a massive benefit. And yet again, if you want to sort of keep that separate, you've got a door here which zips up to make it feel like a gazebo which is not actually attached to the awning. So there's, you know, endless amounts of probabilities and stuff like that. Because it uses basically Vango's 420 denier double ripstop fabric, it's very strong and very thick. The joys of that means you get a good lifespan out of it, but then obviously it's more robust as well. And because it's double ripstop, if you get a small little tear in it, it's not going to suddenly shoot along anywhere else. With Vango's driveway awnings, you actually get a 2-year warranty as standard, and you can actually get an extra 3rd year by registering your product with them at Vango. So you can purchase it through a company like us, and then just register with them and get the 3rd year completely free of charge. One thing it does really quite nice, it's just one thing to bear in mind, you can actually have an inner bedroom inside of here. So if you are looking for an extra area to sleep somewhere inside of, then this probably isn't really the awning for you. I'd look at something like the galley or the cruise, Keeler, Idris, that sort of thing, but it hasn't got the capacity to sleep an inner bedroom in here because it's more meant to be like more of a loungy area. But you can certainly see it's certainly dressed for the part of it. But I think for us, it's going to be one we'll have on display at our indoor showroom at Atwells, and certainly one offering, we do offer interest-free finance as well. And check our pitching and packing video on our website and YouTube channel if you want to learn more information about this and how simple it really is to go up. One thing I haven't yet talked about is the ability of hanging points and lanterns pretty much scattered around the tent. So what you've got is what they call skyhook system. So it's a little kind of cader system that's actually stitched into the beams, and you can buy these little hooks you can actually get, and it just basically feeds on. So the main thing is you can actually have a hanging point anywhere you please in there, so you can quite happily just pop it on, have a hanging lantern like so, and it just means you've got various different places on the free beams here which you can chop and change. And if you wanted to, in theory, you would kind of grab, use that, chuck a bit of rope between the two and have sort of hanging for towel racks, as well as there are some extras that sort of storage pockets, things like that Vango do, they're also accommodate that, but you can check out that particular video if need be. But really positive morning, certainly one that just brings a smile to my face, thinking about, you know, going away camping for a couple of nights with a few friends, and you've got somewhere to have a few beers. But I think really impressive model, and it's a really nice addition to the driveway collection from Vango. So that is the Vango Airway Hexaway.